Many cards in Magic are designed to be sideboard cards, and in 60 card formats, those work quite well. They do one thing, hate on one specific type of card or type of deck, and do that very well. But these effects are generally really narrow. For example, a card like Stony Silence or Surgical Extraction. Stony obliterates most artifact decks for a crazy low mana cost, and Surgical Extraction costs even less mana and can single-handedly take graveyard-based combo decks out of the game. These can be a key piece of your deck's strategy to beat certain metagame threats, like pairing a Surgical Extraction with a Thoughtseize, so you take the combo piece from their hand and turn 1 remove it from their deck. These types of silver bullet cards are really important for 60 card formats with a sideboard. But they have a weird role in EDH, and I wanted to talk about some of the do's and don'ts about playing these in your commander decks. But first, with further ado, this video is sponsored by Raycon. The Raycon Everyday Earbuds are great, fast-charging, noise-canceling earbuds that I personally use. I really like using them when I go for a run with my dog. Are you tired yet, girl? I love that they're sweat resistant and stay in well while I'm running. Plus, the earbud tap functions are really convenient when I'm out and about. And they come in a wide array of colors for the earbuds and protective cases. I went with black and a galaxy case. With a 32-hour battery life, I don't need to charge it all the time. But when I do, just 10 minutes of charging gives me 90 minutes of battery. And with the noise canceling, I can listen to my music in peace without being bothered by traffic. At half the price of other premium audio brands, Raycons are also very affordable, and even more so if you go to buyraycon.com/trinket to get 20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds, brought to you by Raycon. Okay, I want to clarify, there's a difference between removal and silver bullets. Vandal Blast is amazing against artifact decks, game-winning even, but it also has the ability to snipe one artifact if needed, and in Commander, you can reasonably assume that most decks have a few artifacts in the list. Many strategies will have artifacts that they can use to help out their strategy, so it's not just for beating artifact decks, and removal is often a one-time thing. Silver bullets are usually closer to stacks pieces with a continuous effect. I do want to extend this a little bit past these big overarching hoser static effect type cards, which yes, they are silver bullets, but also I want to talk about more niche sideboard type cards, things that are extremely efficient or powerful against one specific strategy, like Seed Time is exceptionally good against blue counterspell decks, although it's not a static effect. So I'll be talking about those in this video as well, even though they're not exactly always congruent with the traditional definition of silver bullets. Now in Commander, there is a question of should you? Like, I know you can put Rest in Peace and Stony Silence in your deck, but should you? Of course, you can play these as part of some kind of combo. For example, Karn the Great Creator is a one-sided Stony Silence, and when paired with Mycosynth Lattice, it locks your opponents out of tapping their lands for mana. Or if you want to get a bit spicier, you can play Death Grip and Painter's Servant. If you want to run a combo or synergy like this, and that's the sort of play pattern you want, then go ahead, add the silver bullets to your deck because they work in tandem with other cards. But I think the question of should you run Karn by itself or Death Grip by itself is a bit more interesting. In terms of play patterns, they create a very strange, unique scenario. Unlike a normal stacks card where the entire table might band together to fight your Winter Orb, why would the mono red player use some of their precious few enchantment removal spells on a Death Grip? They just don't have the same incentive to remove the silver bullet as they would a stacks piece that harms most players equally. These silver bullets can sometimes lead to one player having a rough time while everyone else continues to have a Baja Blast. So although it can be funny if you play a Death Grip and your buddy plays a Life Force and you two can have a silly battle at game night, do keep in mind that at a random lower power game, it can sour the mood more than normal removal. Be wary of bringing silver bullets like this to lower power games. But with that warning out of the way, why might you actually want to play one of these in your deck? If you have a regular playgroup, this can help you balance the power levels of decks. If your buddy has a deck that is really powerful, maybe much stronger than the average deck at your pod, then playing a silver bullet can really slow them down and even the playing field. Another reason to play some of these niche effects is to help out your low color deck. I actually really like playing Red Elemental Blast and Pyroblast in my mono red decks. It lets me answer cards like Cyclonic Rift and Rhystic Study in a really efficient way. Plus, sometimes you're able to just sneak past a counterspell. Or if I'm playing a green heavy deck, I love playing cards like Savage Summoning and Prowling Cephalopard. Obviously, without blue at the pod, these become mostly useless, but against blue decks, it lets you force through all of your key pieces, and can be really crucial at winning games, especially in late game. There are a lot of color hate cards like these, but I think for a monocolored list that might struggle against certain things, they're actually pretty useful, and I don't mind playing them in my single colored decks. The last reason why I play these silver bullet cards is to make a lower powered deck strategy or commander function at higher power pods. If I'm playing something that's a lot slower than the average strong quote unquote commander that would show up in a bracket 4 game, using these can help me bridge the gap between my speed and theirs. Let's talk about a few other cards that pair well with silver bullets. Tutors are great if you're playing these cards. If you have a few different options in your deck, a tutor can help you find the right one for the right game. And then you could have multiple silver bullets in your deck, and the tutor will find the best option, so you don't end up with the dead one as often. Another option is to play looting effects. This is especially good in those mono red decks that I mentioned. Cards like Unexpected Windfall, Tormenting Voice let you ditch the silver bullets in games where they aren't useful and cycle them away for other cards. Another great way to add silver bullets to your deck is if they synergize with your deck. A Rest in Peace is a lot better if you care about the enchantment type, or if you care about the number of artifacts in play, then a Torpor Orb will at least count towards that even if there's no blink deck at the table. Now, if you're really looking for a specific effect like this to slow down X deck in your playgroup, then here are some tips. Going onto EDH Rec and looking under the stacks theme, or just pulling up the EDH Rec stats on some of these common effects like Stony Silence or Collector Oof will let you find other cards in the same vein that act as hosers or silver bullet type cards. Real quick, if you want to pick up any silver bullets, consider going to Cool Stuff Inc. and using code TTM at checkout. It gets you a discount and it supports the channel. Thanks to Cool Stuff Inc. for sponsoring the video. So what deck should use silver bullets? Honestly, a lot of slow decks, control decks, that type of stuff. If you're worried about someone comboing off really early and you don't want to hold up removal at all times, then a Rug of Smothering can slow down the Storm player, or a Cursed Totem can stop that creature combo deck from popping off, allowing you to slow them down and develop your board without having to constantly hold up your mana. Now, what decks shouldn't use these? Honestly, fast decks and synergy-focused decks. If your deck is looking to quickly deploy its threats and aggro out the table, or you're just a fast combo deck, you want as few dead cards as possible. And the problem with these is they're dead a lot of the time. If there isn't an artifact deck, yeah, the Stony Silence turns off someone's Soul Ring or whatever, but outside of that, how useful is it? And if you're a deck that really wants to have all of its synergy pieces work together, you're tapping and untapping, or maybe you're really focused on a specific creature type, you might not want creatures of other types even if they have a useful effect. I think silver bullets are really interesting. Cards like Stony Silence are great in green decks because you don't care about turning off mana rocks. Cards like Cursed Totem are great in creature light decks because you don't care about turning off the abilities of your creatures. But of course, they also draw a lot of aggro from whoever is being affected by it the most. Yes, you did slow down the artifact deck. They can't tap and untap their artifacts and do silly shenanigans, but their construct tokens can still swing at you. And they kind of have to, right? No reason to attack anyone else. You're the one with the permanent they want to get rid of. I think that these lead to interesting scenarios and in the right deck can be pretty useful. But what do you think? Do you play any silver bullet effects like this? Are you a Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast believer like I am? Let me know in the comments below. I'm super curious. Thank you so very much for watching. If you like what I do here, consider liking, subscribing, and if you want to support me further, check out the Patreon. You get access to my Discord server, deck reviews, I play games with patrons, all sorts of other perks, like being in the credits here.